As 2025 draws to a close, Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders has reignited a national debate that touches on the intersection of faith, government, and American tradition. Her recent decision has sparked conversations not just in Arkansas, but across the country, as people consider the role of religion in public life and the boundaries of government authority. Governor Sanders issued a proclamation closing all state offices on Friday, December 26, effectively granting state employees a rare 4-day Christmas weekend. This move, while welcomed by many as a generous gesture, also raised questions about the motivations behind such a decision and its broader implications. Unlike a routine extension of a holiday break, Sanders made it clear that the closure was explicitly tied to the religious significance of Christmas, specifically honoring the birth of Jesus Christ. By doing so, she underscored the spiritual roots of the holiday, rather than simply framing it as a time for rest or family gatherings. This direct and public link between a government action and the Christian faith quickly transformed what might have been a local administrative move into a national controversy. The proclamation became a flashpoint for debates about religious freedom, government endorsement of faith, and the meaning of inclusivity in a diverse society. Supporters of the governor's decision saw it as a bold affirmation of traditional values and a much-needed pushback against what they perceive as the ongoing secularization of Christmas. For them, the proclamation was a celebration of heritage and a stand for the public acknowledgement of faith. Critics, however, argued that the proclamation crossed a constitutional line by using state power to promote a specific religion. They warned that such actions could alienate non-Christian citizens and set a precedent for government favoritism, raising concerns about the separation of church and state. Sanders' move is part of a broader trend among conservative leaders who are increasingly advocating for a more visible and unapologetic role for faith in public life. This approach is seen by some as a way to reclaim cultural identity, and by others as a challenge to constitutional principles. These leaders argue that a strict interpretation of the separation of church and state has over time chilled religious expression in the public sphere, making it harder for people of faith to share their beliefs openly in government settings. By declaring an extra day off in honor of Christmas and its religious meaning, Governor Sanders made a clear and unmistakable statement about Christianity's place in Arkansas's public life, one that was bound to provoke strong reactions, ignite passionate debate, and perhaps even shape future policy discussions nationwide. The Freedom from Religion Foundation, FFRF, a national watchdog for church-state separation, quickly challenged Sanders's proclamation. They argued that closing state offices specifically to honor a Christian holiday and using official language to promote Christian doctrine was unconstitutional. The FFRF's letter demanded Sanders rescind the proclamation or reissue it with a secular justification. Their core argument: government can recognize the secular aspects of holidays like Christmas, but cannot promote their religious meaning. They cited Supreme Court precedent, noting that Christmas as a federal holiday is constitutional only because of its secular, cultural status. By focusing on the theological meaning of Christmas, Sanders, they argued, crossed the line from acknowledgement to endorsement. The FFRF's demand set up a direct confrontation, a governor defending her faith and heritage versus a group insisting on government neutrality in matters of religion. The stage was set for a high-profile clash over the First Amendment. Governor Sanders responded swiftly, making it clear from the outset that she would not be intimidated or pressured into backing down. With a tone of defiance and conviction, she addressed the FFRF's demands head-on, refusing to yield to what she described as outside interference in Arkansas traditions. In a strongly worded public letter, Sanders flatly refused to rescind her proclamation, stating, "I will do no such thing." Her response was not just a simple rejection, but a clear message that she intended to stand her ground. Rather than offering a detailed legal rebuttal, Sanders framed her defense as a matter of personal faith and historical truth, emphasizing the deep roots of Christmas in both American culture and Christian tradition. She argued that her intention was never to impose religious doctrine on anyone, but rather to honor what she called the true origins of Christmas, the birth of Christ, a story that has shaped the holiday for centuries. Sanders insisted that separating Christmas from its religious roots would be disingenuous, and that acknowledging its Christian foundation was simply a matter of honesty and respect for history. She asserted that leaders should not have to hide their faith or pretend that major holidays are purely secular events, especially when their origins are so deeply intertwined with religious meaning. Her letter concluded with a personal message to the FFRF. Though you may enter this season with bitterness, know that Christ is with you, that he loves you, and that he died for your sins just the same as he did for mine and everyone else's. It was a statement that blended political resolve with a heartfelt expression of faith. This was more than a policy defense. It was a public act of Christian witness, a declaration that her beliefs would not be hidden or compromised, even in the face of controversy. Sanders made it clear she would not be swayed by legal threats or public pressure, using the controversy as a platform to share her faith and reaffirm her commitment to her values. For her supporters, this was a courageous and princessed stand in defense of religious freedom and tradition. For her critics, it was a troubling fusion of church and state that raised serious constitutional questions. The battle lines were drawn, setting the stage for a heated debate that would echo far beyond Arkansas, touching on the very heart of America's ongoing struggle to balance faith, tradition, and the law. At the heart of this debate is the question, what does Christmas mean? For Christians, it's the sacred celebration of Jesus' birth, the cornerstone of their faith. Churches mark the season with worship, reflection, and community, seeing Christmas as a time of hope and salvation. For many others, Christmas is a cultural event, family gatherings, gift-giving, and festive traditions, often with little religious content. This dual nature, sacred and secular, makes the holiday both widely celebrated and deeply contested. When government actions emphasize the religious meaning, some feel included, while others feel excluded. Christmas has evolved into a fascinating blend of sacred and secular traditions, which is a big reason why it endures as a national holiday in the United States. Over time, the holiday has become more than just a religious observance. It's a cultural event that brings people together, regardless of their beliefs. The commercial side, shopping, Black Friday, and festive marketing, now dominates the season for many Americans. Retailers launch massive sales, and advertisements fill the airwaves, making the holiday a major economic event as well as a time for celebration. Secular customs like decorating trees, hanging lights, and exchanging gifts have roots in pre-Christian and cultural practices from around the world. These rituals have been woven into the fabric of the holiday, making it accessible to people from all walks of life. These traditions allow people of all backgrounds to participate in the season's spirit, regardless of faith. Whether you celebrate for religious reasons or simply enjoy the festivities, the holiday offers something for everyone. For non-Christians, Christmas can be about goodwill, family, and community, not theology. Many use the time to reconnect with loved ones, volunteer, or reflect on the year, embracing the season's message of kindness and generosity. The Freedom from Religion Foundation points to this secular dimension in arguing that government should recognize Christmas as a cultural holiday, not a religious one. They emphasize that the holiday's meaning has broadened far beyond its Christian origins. They don't object to a day off or public celebrations, but to official proclamations that strip away the secular layers and insist on a solely religious meaning, which can exclude many Americans. For them, government neutrality is essential to respect the diversity of American society. Recognizing the holiday's secular aspects helps ensure that everyone feels included. The debate is not about banning Christmas, but about how it's recognized by the state, balancing tradition with inclusivity and ensuring that the holiday remains meaningful for all Americans, no matter their beliefs. In her defense, Sanders highlighted her participation in a menorah lighting ceremony for Hanukkah at the governor's mansion. She argued this demonstrated her administration's respect for all faiths, not just Christianity. Sanders presented this as evidence of pluralism, honoring diverse religious traditions, not establishing a state religion. Critics, like the FFRF, countered that government should avoid endorsing any religious holidays, not just balance them. They argue that true neutrality means the state steps back from religious celebrations altogether. Sanders and her supporters see public acknowledgement of multiple faiths as fostering religious freedom and mutual respect. The question remains, does pluralism require government silence, or can it mean celebrating many traditions? The Arkansas controversy is a classic example of America's ongoing struggle over church and state. The wall of separation phrase comes from Thomas Jefferson, not the Constitution, but it shapes our legal debates. Separationists argue for strict government neutrality to protect religious freedom and prevent favoritism. Accommodationists, like Sanders, believe the First Amendment allows government to acknowledge faith without establishing a national religion. The Supreme Court's rulings have been inconsistent, sometimes allowing religious displays, sometimes not. This legal ambiguity leaves officials and citizens unsure where the line is drawn. The Arkansas case is the latest test of how far government can go in recognizing religion in public life. The governor's decision sparked passionate reactions across Arkansas. Many evangelical Christians praise Sanders for defending their faith and resisting what they see as secular overreach. For them, the proclamation was a validation of their values and a stand against erasing Christianity from public life. Others, religious minorities, atheists, and some Christians, felt alienated, arguing the move made them second-class citizens. They believe government should represent everyone, not just the Christian majority. The debate exposed deep cultural and political divides reflecting broader national tensions. For some, a faith-affirming government feels right. For others, only strict neutrality ensures fairness. The controversy deepened convictions on both sides, with no easy consensus in sight. The Arkansas dispute is a microcosm of America's larger debate. Should the government reflect the faith of the majority, or remain strictly neutral? Supporters of Sanders argue that leaders shouldn't have to hide their faith, and that voters deserve to know their convictions. Critics warn that official religious endorsements alienate minorities and threaten true religious freedom. The legal landscape is shifting, with recent court decisions allowing more religious expression in public life. This may encourage more officials to follow Sanders' lead, sparking further challenges and debate. Ultimately, the question is how to honor tradition without marginalizing anyone, a challenge with no simple answer. The Arkansas story is about more than a day off. It's about what it means to be we the people in a nation of many faiths and none.